Talk about City, who face Spurs. This is another jackpot 7 fixture. City haven't won a game in the last 4, which includes the UEFA Champions League. Tottenham's last loss was against Ipswich. Cheers for that. Cheers for that. Which they gave the Tractor Boys their first win of the season. Can Ange turn it around? Will Pep do a masterclass? I tell you what, I'm going to hand it over to you two.
Do you know what? First of all, I want to know who you're supporting this week. You know what I mean? It's a win-win for you, right?
Well, you just got Kevin De Bruyne on top as well.
Okay, I'm going to give you all some context of what happened. So last night I was at the Bobby Moore charity dinner, and there was a few things that you could bid on in the silent auction. So one of the things I really wanted, the Lando Norris cap. He could win the championship. I thought that's a great investment, but I got outbid.
Other sports, you got to find success in other sports.
I
get it.
So there was a Harry Kane shirt, got outbid on that, and then there was a Kevin De Bruyne shirt, which started at 150, and I was like, oh, that's cheap. I'll just put a little bid on that, 200 quid.
That's where you went wrong. Don't just glaze over that. I thought that was cheap. Let me throw a bid in, babes. That's not your club.
You wanted to feel success.
Well, I would say,
if Man City's Yo.
Well, context, guys. This is for cancer research. It's for Bobby Moore Foundation as well. I wanted to do something nice for charity. So I thought, well, this is one of the Premier League's greatest of all times, right? Kevin De Bruyne. That could be, that's not bad, not bad price. Anyway, so, auction closed, and I've only gone and bloody won it, haven't I? Well, I say won it, bought it. So
the starting bid was 150?
I bid 200.
Why did you start on 150?
Don't know. Didn't really think about it.
So it was 150 and you went in at 200.
Yeah.
She's a fan.
So Spurs.
So
Spurs.
So Spursy.
Just bid 150 and you've won.
I wish production could put up the photo. It's in a house, she's got it wrapped up and everything. It's massive.
So there I was on the way back last night. Me, the cab driver, and my giant Kevin De Bruyne shirt, which I then tried to get in my little car this morning, doesn't fit because I'm going to bring it in here until I have space to put it. I'm going to bring it in here, and we can hang it up somewhere special. I'm now a proud owner of a signed Kevin De Bruyne shirt.
Why don't you put it next to the Haaland one?
My Haaland one?
Yeah.
I don't have a Haaland one, prick. Anyway, so that's the story of last night. But it was an amazing night, by the way. Please do always donate to cancer research and the Bobby Moore Fund, because it was a really brilliant night. So it's money well spent, my opinion. And I have a very cool shirt to show for it. But I don't really think it's acceptable for me to hang that up. But it does fit in with the I support City narrative.
Yeah. So original question: who are you supporting this weekend?
Obviously Tottenham. This is a ridiculous thing. I only support City when it's against you lot. If there's bigger fish to fry.
But them winning could stop us getting close to the top of the Premier League.
We need to win. Okay, we need to win this game. What the performance, everything that happened against Ipswich, this can't run anymore. I can't keep doing this week in, week out. It's this. I can't. Right? We need to have some consistency because Ange is on borrowed time. Let me tell you, he's on borrowed time. They've started to say over international break the little, the little propagandas that come out. Oh, he's falling out with key members of the dressing room. They're laying the foundations. I've seen this about 22 times. I've had 22 managers or whatever. So I've seen this so many times. And honestly, like I've said, I'm not Ange out. I don't really want a new manager. I don't see the point of getting another manager. Where do we go from here? I want it to work, but as I said at the back end of last season, if results don't pick up and we are losing games, it's not necessarily the City one in particular, but Ipswich, for example, what happened at Brighton, things like that, there will be questions that are asked, and he probably will end up being sacked if that's the case. So I do think the next set of fixtures are important.
Sounds
even
mad.
More important.
But I actually want you to win. Sounds mad. I want you to
bigger
win.
Fish to fry.
Word it as you want Man City to lose.
Yeah, I want Man City to lose.
Which means you want Spurs to win.
But also, it gasses them lot as well.
I know.
They hold on to Ange. Everything's back and rosy and hunky-dory. And so I want that. But I just, four defeats in a row for City and angry Pep. That team.
Well, Pep is also staying, isn't he? Pep is staying for another season. Rocked you to the core.
Stabbed in my heart, bro. But some would say it's good. The best in the league is staying, and it's good for the Premier League. But it just for the charges and everything, it's just annoying to see.
Allegedly. Do you know what? I think it's good for Pep to stay, man. I always said if Arsenal win the league, I want them to beat Pep. I don't want Pep to go and we nick it when the manager goes. I think there'll be goals in this game. I do think there'll be goals.
I do as well. And also, you have to remember that this is like the type of fixture, right, that always has goals. It's always the one where everyone likes to write Spurs off. Last season, I think we went there with a back line that consisted of Emerson Royale and Ben Davies at centre-back. And it ended up 3-3, didn't it? Yeah. So it's a fixture you can't really call it because everything on paper tells you it'll be City that wins. but it's never that, especially at the Etihad. It's just.
Is it still high line for life? Is he adapted a little bit?
I'll be honest. I don't really know what the team selection is looking like. I haven't actually done my due diligence. I can't ever say that word on this week because Mickey van der Ven. I don't know if he's back. Romero, he's had some injuries as well over international break. So yeah, I don't really know what the team's going to look like. But all I know is that I can't see a performance that I saw against Ipswich.
And it's weird.
I'm confused by Tottenham. Like, it's like the manager, I think your fan base probably like him, don't you? And the way he plays football, he's entertaining, which is what you've wanted for
he's
years.
Entertaining for us.
You just don't know what you're going to see with them.
I think that's literally what most people say. They say Spurs are the most entertaining team to watch because as a neutral, which neither of you are, but as a neutral because you don't know what you're going to get. And I think that with Spurs fans, when Ange came in, obviously he was none of our first choices. Like that's no secret. He was like 8th choice for the club anyway. So I think when he came in, because of how turgid the football had been under Conte and under Jose and basically everything that had happened since Pochettino, Spurs fans were like, okay, well, we'll take that kind of Bielsa madness. That's like you could win a game 4-3 or lose a game 4-3. We just want to see the Spurs way, that type of free-flowing attacking football. But I think obviously where it's cost him and cost maybe people being so on his side is where he just won't budge on having the high line and chopping and changing. I think the midfield is a big problem as well. He's literally changed that midfield so many times. Obviously, Bentancur's now out as well with a 7-game ban, which they are appealing, the length of it and fair on that.
I think we speak about this. I mean, it's recycled and recycled. But I find it so naive for man. You've been in a game, Curtis, where you're playing a team, so they're playing a high line, but at first you can't adjust because it's like you keep getting caught offside or whatnot, and it's just like it's tough to break down. Then by like half time, you go in half time change and say, listen, hold it for a second, time the run, and we'll get like it's very easy to work out how to beat that. I'm so surprised. A man of his, I mean, fan of his, I know it's stubbornness, but there must be, and it's annoying because we keep going back round and talking about it, but there's got to be a time, especially in game. You're saying stubbornness in going in with a high line at the start of the game. That I can kind of work with because that's an identity that you're trying to play with. But in-game management, in-game at least is where you need to start earning your what you're paid to do. That's how I judge managers mainly from in-game changes.
So one of the only games I can commend him where I've actually seen him be proactive during game and actually tactically astute was the West Ham game. You could see we were getting overrun in midfield and he brought on staff for the legs. That's one of the only games I could honestly sit there and say that. The Brighton game was a complete capitulation.
That was the worst. I love that game.
Like, you in the group chat at the beginning was so, and then it just...
Head told you, head was on the moon that day. Like, it was gone. But this is what Spurs are. So in terms of this game, as I said, it's another one of our jackpot 7, so we need to lock it in. But it's a hard one to call. Do you guys, just before we do lock it in, do you think that Ange will still be there over Christmas?
I think he will. I think if you sacked him that quickly, I think you're going crazy. I do think, listen, he is overly stubborn. Like, that Brighton game was shocking. 2-0 up and he's just... But the
players do have to also take responsibility.
Yeah, and I think the team, I think your owner's actually got to give him time to build a team. Like, how long's he been there? 18 months?
He's been there 18 months, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. He's not going to fix that team in 18 months.
You've got to fix the mentality of the team, which is, 20, 25 years worth. So. Yeah.
And you got to have someone in mind who replaces him. I hate this whole, get rid of the manager, but the who comes in and improves your squad. I mean, Southgate's available. But no. So I don't think they'll sack him. I think that'd be silly.
I'd give him time. I actually think he's a good manager, but he needs to adapt to the Premier League a little bit.
Come on, Abby, you lot win this weekend, then he's back on board. And big Ange.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
Wow, fair enough.
3-2 City. For me.
I'm going 3-1.
City.
I just think that high line at the Etihad. I just think Pep's just signed a new deal.
I know, but City ain't been great defensively.
They haven't, but I'm not. I think that whole the 4 games. I think the Tottenham game. Let's be honest, he put a weak team out. He basically said in the press conference, Wasn't really.
That bad?
Well, Haaland was sat on the bench for 90 minutes, and he wasn't that serious.
Bigger fish to fry.
Champions League was a bad one, and then they've had 2 bad defeats. But I think they'll react. I just think. At home, 5:30 kickoff in it as well.
5:30 Saturday.
I think it'll be a very open game.
It's a big game. Big game.
He's under pressure as well. If he drops points,
Pep ain't under pressure, guys.
Pep puts pressure on himself.
He'll find a way. He'll pep it.
Yeah,
I have no doubt. Not in this game, just mean in the season.
Yeah, there'll be media pressure. Pep won't feel under pressure, but there'll be media pressure. If he loses 5 games
I'm sorry, you can't put pressure on a man that
you can't want everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But his standards are so high.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But at the same time,
the media would highlight that a lot.
Absolutely.
Though. But he's going to be like, he will do that thing. Me, look what I've done.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and then so
you're going 3-1.
3-1.
You're going
3-2. High intensity.
I'm going 2-2, guys.
A lot of goals.
Lock in